podcast. There's a bell. Hello everyone, welcome to GQHQPQ Goose's Quizzes Headquarters podcast. My name is Scott and I guess I'm the bad boy of the office because I used to drive across a nature strip in a dead-end road in the middle of the night instead of driving the long way around to get home 5 minutes earlier. Also on the pod today is fellow crime lord Goose.
Hello. Was I meant to say a crime?
Do you have a crime?
Oh, I thought we were just
crime?
asking Jack for a crime, but I'm now a low-level crime. Sometimes I park in a bad places. Like I'm bad for parking.
Like not in parking spots or
yeah, like
double lines?
Yeah. In fact, right now I think my car is parked somewhere it shouldn't be. I'm not driving home, by the way. Just I'm drinking today, and Alice is picking up the car. But yeah, I'm bad for parking every so often.
Okay, bad parker. And friend of the quiz and delinquent kingpin Jack from Today Agency.
Hello. Right, 3 words. YouTube video downloader. Okay?
Oh no. Okay.
Do you know what I think? But then it's the process. The process of it. So you YouTube video download. Then you would need to go through. No, you then.
I find it cathartic. It's like it's my hobby. It's like stamp collecting.
Yeah.
I need to relax.
File, save linked file as MP3, and then you need to fill in on iTunes all the song information.
Metadata.
So it made metadata, so it looks really nice. Get the album artwork off Google Images. Bang, save.
It's weirdly like anal to be about.
Oh no.
Like downloading illegally, you know, it's like it's a weird way
Instead
to be
of just like yeeting it in a folder and then
yeah. I remember when I used to have Kazaa and LimeWire and like.
See, that's for lazy illegal people, lazy illegal downloads.
Well,
so that came with all the
but
stuff.
The thing
no?
is, you're much younger than I am, and that like YouTube, you couldn't do that with YouTube back in the day.
Yeah, true.
Now you can just go to a website or you just change the link and it just happens.
yeah, you just put something in front of. We're not recommending this, by the way. Also, we'd never do anything like that on Twitch.
No, Twitch is a very like upstanding, and Bezos has it run well.
Have you seen that video of Limmy analyzing Jeff Bezos coming out of space? It's so funny.
Have not, but
No,
it sounds like something he'd do.
It does feel like that's.
Wait, people can't see my face.
You can, yeah, because the mic was in front of
Mike
it.
was in my yeah.
Oh, that's what you look like. Right, okay.
I've been watching quite a lot of stuff about space recently, as usual. It's my usual go-to on anything that I have to. Like,
Did you watch that new Netflix thing?
There's a lot of it.
Yeah, the one about Elon Musk.
Musk,
Yeah, I did. It was really, really good.
Thoughts on Elon Musk buying Twitter?
Literally a segment that's coming up.
Oh, is it? Oh, right. Okay. Sorry.
It's like almost exactly that phrase as well.
I thought that you were going to ask me about that.
No, I like a good watch of space-related things. I was watching that, and it's all about like SpaceX, which I suppose for me has always been a little bit behind SpaceX.
Okay.
Has always been a little bit behind like a shroud of kind of like.
What's this all about?
It just seems a bit too kind of viral and kind of and I never really actually know what's going on, so I don't really think about it. So yeah,
I do like that there's always like new stuff coming out about space.
Yeah,
even though it's like so old and it's just so mysterious. Even though we're like right in the guts of it.
With space, I'm sometimes like, this is really not for me. Like, if you think about it too much. No, if you think about it too much. And then you kind of get distracted and you're like, well, what about that? And then the only way to like settle myself is to be like, Jack, look, it's not your thing. You don't need to concern yourself with it. It is what it is.
I'm no longer working for NASA.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, just get on with your day. It's fine. Someone else has got this sorted.
Space is still going to be there tomorrow.
Wait, sorry. Just to be clear, you're not talking about going to space.
No, just thinking about it.
Like, someone's got that covered, and that's okay.
Yeah. I do that with a lot of topics. It's just like, it's not, like, it's fine.
As long as someone else has it covered, you're fine.
No, it's not even in, like, I feel responsibility. It's just in I don't need to worry about it.
There's not much you can change.
It's like maths. Like, it's fine. Man, I don't need to know.
Someone's got to hold the maths, and you're fine.
It's not that
Someone's
I'm
got the
worried
big
that it's going to like
calculator.
run off or anything. It's more just that
We're going to run out of
I,
math.
I just don't need
Would you-
to concern myself.
Would
with
you
it.
say you're
using
a
up all the
controlling person?
No.
It sounds like it. It sounds like the most controlling
No,
thing
I
I've
think
ever
it's
heard.
just like I don't need to stress.
Or is it
about
the
this.
lack of control that stresses you out? Or is it like the...
It's just the like if you get too much, if you start thinking about space and like that kind of thing too much, it's just I'm not gonna solve it.
Like,
It's not really a problem.
yeah, I agree. I enjoy space for that kind of like thinking in a kind of an ethereal manner of like that's just ridiculous. What I think about quite often is
Vast.
Earth doesn't, like, we're looking out a window right now and it's like Earth does it not feel ridiculous massive? Like we can see some hills from where we are and it's like massive. And I was up those hills the other day.
Yeah.
Massive, ridiculous how big that is. And then you're like, but this is a tiny, tiny drop in the ocean of how big the Earth is. And then it's like, we're one of the smaller planets. Like, we're one of the kind
That's
of...
the exact point. I'd be like, Jack, just don't think about it.
Jack,
it's just
not-
too
not
much.
much you can do about it. pal.
Yeah.
I love that thought, you know? It's like, I really like the thought of
No,
like,
it's cool. But
how-
then you're like,
how big we
okay,
are
well,
versus actually how absolutely tiny we are.
yeah.
It's crazy.
No.
Well, on that...
How
On
are we in
that
space?
who owns...
How are we on space? How did we get to this?
YouTube videos.
YouTube. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, all comes full circle.
In this podcast, we'll get to know Jack a little better and test how
man.
well we know those that attend our quizzes in our favorite percentage game. The people all over the internet have joined in to compete against us. We're currently streaming live to Twitch, so hello to the people,
Hi there.
to the viewers. And if you're listening to this audio version in the future, also hello to you. Jack, you've been on the podcast before.
I have. They're terrible.
Give us a quick rundown of who you are, what you do.
Cool. So I'm Jack. I own a social media agency that is student delivered or student driven is what we're saying now. So essentially that means that like we connect students with independent businesses in their local vicinity and they manage their social media profiles. So I think last time I was on, it was way pre-COVID. We did a food round.
Yeah.
I got a question about pesto wrong.
It's coming back up again. 5 pesto questions today.
And yeah, it's been a long time.
I wish I'd listened to actually. I should have listened to the last one. we
Listen
did
back.
with Jack. We should have done that before. We should have just done that when we were sitting.
We'll play it now, and
Play
then
it, and then
after
we'll come
we
back.
listen to that,
Yeah.
we'll come back and
Yeah.
then we'll do this podcast.
It's-
But you haven't even said the name of the company.
Oh, company's called Today Agency.
Cool. That's all
Today.
We need from you. Thanks.
Today.
I made a lot of puns of that in our social media post today.
It's very easy, and sometimes when I'm like writing posts for like other companies, I'll be like, "Don't write the word today" because it looks like we're trying to
In
like, brand
capitals.
this thing. You know.
Today, TM.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like. I mean, I don't want to say what you were before. Were you under the same banner before? Sorry, were you
No.
under the banner what it was
Oh,
before when you came
when
on
we
the
did.
podcast?
No.
Because just to be clear, and I think we probably should do a throwback here. That the reason that we're doing this podcast is because Jack invited me on his podcast.
Oh, yeah,
a
back
long
in the
I
time
day.
ago.
remember that at Akbar.
Yeah. And so
remember
Jack
that.
did a podcast with me a long time ago.
Because you sent me like a really random email just out of the blue.
Thank you.
It was nice. It was
I
really
do
nice
that
to
quite
get.
a lot.
Yeah,
I'm
just
quite,
to say,
I'm,
like,
I'm quite good for an email to be like,
nice.
hey, I like what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, it's good stuff.
Must be nice to hear.
And
Because
you
quite-
shouldn't have sent one to me because I was just like, I'm gonna reply to this
Now look at you.
and not let it.
Now we're friends.
Settle. Now
you
we're
know?
friends because we went to Cairngorm Coffee and we like chatted for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember being buzzed afterwards. I had like
Yeah,
a
it's
good like three lattes at
Yeah.
least, and they're pretty strong. It's pretty strong coffee there, and like you know, it came out of it being like you know like caffeine and anxiety is basically the exact same thing in my life anyway. It's like, oh, I've had a bit too much caffeine and now I feel like I'm gonna die. That's kind of where I was at. I had a very energized meeting with Jack.
Yeah.
And that's how Jack and I sort of semi-know each other.
It is.
I think it was just because I don't even know how I stumbled across your initial stuff. But
Back in the day, the Instagram algorithm, huh?
I saw
Doing
the
its thing.
I saw the podcast
Bringing people together.
Yeah.
and I listened to the Cairngorm Coffee one, I think.
Oh yeah, probably actually. Yeah.
and then I reached out and was like, "Oh, you like this? I like what you're doing. Good job." And now you're our social media manager. Oh, I don't know if we mentioned that Jack is our social media manager and does what Today does is doing it for us today.
That's
Yeah.
a slogan, isn't it?
Doing it for you
Just to be clear,
today.
atting today is impossible. On
No, it's
Facebook.
not. No, it's not. It's actually really easy because it's the same across all the channels. Who was it? It was our Emma, our Manchester manager, was like, how do you tag the Today page? I was like, right in the thing. Today at Today Agency UK. It's the same on everything.
I'd love to see Jack as a manager. I'd love to just every so often.
Behind the scenes.
I
that'd be
like how
good.
you get to sit in our meetings and like me dealing with the staff.
Oh, me, yeah,
Do you think
yeah,
we're
yeah.
quite different?
do
manner-
that?
do you
Oh, we
think-
are,
do
we
do
are,
that
we
to
are.
you?
I think I don't know. Because then the other day I was like, I did a meeting where I was quite like Goose.
I stopped shouting for 2 minutes and then
I never shout. Oh, what do you think? What's your perception? what do you think it'd be like?
I don't think you shout at your staff.
I'm super chilled.
I just found the thought of you getting so frustrated with your staff, and then it's like
I actually don't get frustrated. I get frustrated with myself.
I took
but
2 breaths.
Downloaded 5 YouTube.
calming whale sounds.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of can't imagine you as a manager in some ways.
Okay.
Not that I'm saying I don't think you could do it.
I
but
can, if that helps.
yeah.
I can.
I think because you come in and you're very much like you're like the spin-off show to our main episodes, you know? Like if
But a good one.
yeah, good spin-off show, but like very much like like you've got the Goose's Quizzes crew, and then you've got Jack, who's always there, but isn't technically an employee of Goose's Quizzes. Do you know what I mean?
A welcome guest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like a recurring guest spot on the Goose's Quizzes show.
Yeah, and when you come in, everyone goes,
Yeah. And you wait for everyone to stop clapping and laughing. And then you're like, hi, guys.
and then you say
everyone's
your
like,
catchphrase.
Yeah.
Good to be here
It's
today.
like, this is obviously the best thing ever.
Yeah. We should also probably mention that Louis is not in today because he's off cycling.
Cycling around the world, around Yorkshire.
Wow.
We'll probably talk about it next week, but that's the reason. There's 3 of us. Louis just hasn't been. He's very quiet and haven't introduced him yet.
Yeah.
So there's only 3 of us. Goose is going to be running the game later, so it's going to be Jack versus myself versus the internet. But yeah, so that's where he is.
Louis is away doing like some big cycling tour that we're going to talk on a podcast about later. I've lost him. I've lost Louis on
so
this
far.
cycling race. Flip, he really has gone
Oh my
far.
god.
There's a live feed up.
We've got a
That's what
live
they
feed of where Louis is. And
No way has he gone that
no,
far.
he's not gone this far. We've lost him. We've lost Louis. I don't know where he is anymore. Anyway, long story short, Louis is cycling across the UK, and he's doing very well.
Yeah, we wish him all the best.
Yeah,
All the carbs.
all the best for Louis. Which means we have a slight rejigger of who runs what, and I'll be running the podcast game.
Yep, very excited.
Quite nervous about it, to be honest.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Okay, no problem.
Just don't let Jack know that.
I don't think I've run it for more than 3 years.
Probably.
I never ran it when we were on Twitch. I never ran it.
Well,
Louis Guard's running this thing like some kind of
it's his baby.
yeah. He's got this sewn up. I write all the stuff for it, so I'm quite excited to run it like using my own
Then he claims it as his
program.
own.
And then he runs it. It all runs perfectly, and it's like yeah, well, I wrote all this stuff. So, but we're changing up how it works today, so something could definitely go wrong. So we might have to do some. I've put in extra things today, which I reckon I've written some. If anyone's interested in this, I've written some nice VBA programming, some Visual Basic stuff that runs in behind the program, and I reckon it's going to go wrong. So
Good.
All right.
ready
Can't
yourself
wait.
for that.
Fine with me.
Okay. We are going to move on to one thing that we know you're very excited about because you've told us about it. I would say 10 times since you've been here.
Who, me?
Jack, yeah.
What?
What's your thoughts on your newfound TikTok fame?
I've only mentioned it once since I've been here, but
That's such a lie.
that's true. What's my thoughts on it? Well, guys, honestly, it's been a whirlwind. So I would say there was stages to it. The first phase was like, oh, this is kind of cool, and then it got really, really cool.
What did you do to achieve your TikTok?
So essentially, if anyone's got a phone and has the BBC apps,
Yeah, I agree with. By the way, I agree.
because I'm
with this.
right.
Yeah.
Voice of a nation, in a sense. So basically, I made a TikTok saying how terrible the BBC app icon updates were.
Yeah, I agree.
which they are. They're all awful. And yeah, I got 150,000 views, 16.1k likes. So people agree.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. It feels like, especially the BBC News app. I do not.
The
understand.
news one.
Do
So
you have those apps?
No.
no.
Like,
What?
it's upset me because BBC News was always red. And
Yes,
it's like,
exactly.
that
And
is it,
and
it's red.
it signifies the breaking of the news.
Yeah.
And now
Although,
the news breaks and it's like a whimper because it's not the same.
it just looks like
TikTok
BBC
that.
Sounds on its side.
The BBC Sounds thing as well is also terrible. And the BBC Sport thing, the BBC Sport app also looks terrible. They all look bad. They all look bad, really. I mean,
I think I'm not a big fan of the redesign.
It's terrible.
Especially
Just
BBC
the
News.
coloured blocks.
Yeah.
But like it used to be
terrible.
red with like
Fully
BBC
red.
News just across it, which has made sense because that's what you
The
kind of
brand
want.
is.
Whereas now it feels like they've kind of gone for, I don't know, that they're trying to be some kind of tech company.
Edgy tech company vibe. Yeah, terrible. I mean, like honestly, it's not even been one of the top things that's been going on in my life, but it's been that exciting.
It has
been
actually really glad to hear that.
I just want to like emphasize that this is not.
I don't know.
I've had other things on.
I've heard more about that than I think I have. Maybe like anything.
I've not
heard.
mentioned it that much. I mentioned it a little when it happened, and then now, I'm just a normal guy like everyone else. But with 150,000 more views.
I butter my bread with the golden butter that I've been given from TikTok.
Yeah.
Once you get over 100,000 views, things change. Perspective, life is a different thing.
That's it.
The key thing is I followed up with a 35k views video as well. So.
Oh, solid.
What was that? Thanks so much, everyone, for the views. I can't believe it happened.
Well,
did you do a follow-up post as well below it, like people do on Twitter when one of their posts go viral?
Hey guys, just go follow here. No, I didn't.
do a reaction
I did
video.
engage quite heavily in the comments and got a little buzz when people liked like my funny replies to people.
Are you like the? That's so funny, by the way. You know who you're just reminding me of? You watched the US Office.
Yes.
It's Andy when they released the trailer for the actual documentary
right,
going
okay.
out, and someone says something about like the banjo player this time, and it says like that's rubbish, and he's just like, no, it isn't rubbish.
Who watches the last bit of The Office?
Actually, you know what? I found a
You
new
have to
appreciation
start
for it.
again at season after season
I
7.
recently only just finished it, and I found a new appreciation for the final season.
You've watched to the end.
Yeah, I've done it like
Every time? You
I've
watch to
probably
the
done
end?
it about 8 times now.
You
or
don't just
9
rewind.
times. No,
Why not?
because there is something good in the final seasons.
Needs closure.
Tell you what, it's from listening to Brian Baumgartner's podcast.
Who's that?
Who plays Kevin in the.
Oh yeah.
His podcast gave me more appreciation of the final seasons,
Okay.
which I like.
I don't know. I just start again after season 7.
At 1.
Sometimes 3.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
yeah.
you're not a season 1 kind of person.
No, what?
You don't
Yeah,
truly appreciate The Office.
I do. I do. No,
I
I'll
don't
sometimes
think so.
watch it.
No,
I'll sometimes watch it. And
Carry on.
fine. Cool. So yeah, opinion segment, TikTok fame. Yeah,
You're famous on TikTok now.
a couple of people, clients and stuff, have
can we-
emailed saying you came up on my.
Can we try and do a TikTok later to get famous?
Yeah.
So you can put it on the Goose's Quiz one if you don't want to taint your.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, I don't care.
We'll just
Actually, you know what? It gave me a new thing. It gave me such a buzz because this is just like the stupid stuff I think of like 1,000 times a day. And I was saying to people like, basically, if I think of stupid stuff and just make a TikTok about it,
Do
probably
it.
go viral.
That's what Twitter is.
That
Yeah.
That's what TikTok is.
Yeah.
Is it not?
But like, what if I just did it every time I thought of something stupid? I could have like four a day.
Do it.
I would say you would get cancelled before.
No. But like that is the level of my thoughts. Like this BBC app redesign is really stupid.
Yeah.
It's very,
Knocky.
it's very like Gary V of you.
Nah, it's just like
It's not a bad thing.
and then like the Tesco thing. So my second follow up
Brilliant.
TikTok was that for those watching that don't know, you can actually buy gnocchi. How are we pronouncing this?
Gnocchi.
Yeah,
Gnocchi.
gnocchi. Yeah.
Cool. In the dried pasta aisle, and it's half the price
Instead of the wet.
of the
Moist
fresh pasta. Which I don't know. People were saying, I said it was a life hack, but but people were saying it wasn't a life hack.
I mean, I don't really know gnocchi. I only had it for the first time about like a few months ago.
Oh my god.
Oh, right.
Amazing.
Here's a good gnocchi recipe, right? Little gnocchi, boil it up,
Yeah.
right? Get a little tin of chopped tomatoes, stick it in, bit of
Yeah.
chilies,
Yeah.
put some chorizo in there, and then just right before you're about to put it out, a little bit of mascarpone, and then just put it all together.
Fair. I have time for that.
That's good.
I can deal with that.
That's good.
Well, I think it is time for us to get into the real test, other than TikTok fame, of the percentage game. So it's time for us to understand exactly how well you can do, and actually you're going up against Scott and the audience in our percentage game.
I'm ready for it.
We'll get the rules.
Yeah, we'll put the rules in.
Yeah.
In post, we don't have a recording for that.
Yeah,
just
well, the
yet.
rules are effectively you write down a percentage to every answer, to every question and an answer. We want your answer percentage. If you're closest in percentage to the actual percentage of teams that got each question correct, you'll get the most points. If you're furthest away, you'll get the least points. On the podcast, we are going to have the audience averaged against Scott and Jack. As you can see it on our screen, but on the podcast, obviously, you won't see that. But against Scott and Jack, the audience going up against them, and we will give you points depending on how well you do.
Nice.
Fantastic. Right, so let us get this set up. I just need to get my
Current poll. Oh, what's the poll? What's the question?
Gnocchi, if it's a life hack or not.
no, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not a life hack.
No, just but not that. There's no context to that.
Should we also say that if people that are listening in the past want to get involved in answering questions, we'll
Yes.
put a link out every week on our social media.
Yes.
And we will. We will. On our social media, and then you can answer the questions, regardless of whether you watch live or not.
Yeah.
You can remember back when we do that.
And you'll get an email with all your answers, so you'll get to see how it all worked. So there you go. Right, so let us go on to question number 1. Okay, question 1. We're going on to this first question, which we felt kind of highlights something in your life.
In my life.
What is the character limit of a tweet on the social media platform Twitter? So what is the character limit of a tweet on the social media platform Twitter? Now, the answer is important to us, obviously, but the percentage is the most important part to us. So we need an answer and percentage from you, please. Percentage of teams that would know this. We've probably asked this to, I'd say, a good few thousand teams. I'll let you know straight off the bat, it's exact. There's no leeway on the answer.
Okay.
That's
Cool.
fair.
I probably should have let everyone know that who's in the audience, but you know what? There's a lot of them, and they should get to know these things. So, well, they probably should have got to know these things, but they didn't. So, okay, everyone got an answer percentage?
Yeah.
Assessed, fantastic. Let me go through. I need your what percentage have you said, Scott?
I said 73%.
73%.
Man.
And Jack, what have you said?
74.
74%
Come
for
on.
Jack.
I'm going to win this.
What did you both say as your answers?
Scott's wrong.
I said 160 characters.
160, 280. I think we'll be happy to say it is 280. 280 is the answer.
Has it changed?
Yeah.
It changed in
Years ago.
2008.
I don't really use Twitter. Okay.
Nah.
2018.
Maybe the best year of all time. No, I'm
Wow,
kidding.
brilliant.
2014.
2012.
I think it was, more recent than that.
Okay, so that it was 208 characters is what it was, but what we really are caring about is what percentage of teams got this correct. So let us go through. So Scott, you said 73%. Jack, you said 74%. The actual percentage, so we'll do the audience after this. We'll do the audience average after this.
Big reveal.
The actual percentage was 52%.
Ah,
So 52%.
Come on!
Yeah.
What's wrong with people? Because people have said 140, wouldn't they?
It's
Keep up.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Was it never 160?
No, 140.
140 was what it was before. So that means that currently Scott is closest, but what we'll see is the audience average now. So the audience average is 82.8. So that means The audience is third and probably needs to go a little bit smaller. Apologies. Let me just make that happen.
And lower.
And lower.
I did it.
There you go.
Nice. Well done.
Which is let me just fix this in the. This is all being post, right? We'll get this all in post. Am I right? Is this right?
Cut that.
Cut that. Right, good. I didn't realize there was going to be decimals. That's what I didn't realize. Right, so audience third, Jack second, Scott first. Let's just go through the points that everyone gets so everyone understands. There you go. Points for everyone. So first, 1 point for audience, 2 points for Jack, 3 points for Scott. Everyone happy?
Yep.
Obsessed. Fantastic.
Yep. Knows the people. Jack, we need to discuss something.
Yeah.
What is your logic when you said it wasn't going to snow? What, like, you were dying on that hill, bud.
Yeah.
What? Why? Why would you just throw away?
Let's
all
give
the
this context that
Yeah.
it deserves. There was some throwaway comment in our WhatsApp group that we all have together to organising our social media. Was it on a call?
I think it was on a call, yeah.
It was on our Monday morning meeting.
I'd said this to so many people before that.
Oh, that's
Like,
so funny.
yeah.
That's so funny. Honestly, the fact that you said to so many people. Now, this will be a few weeks ago when this podcast goes out.
Yeah.
That there was a very sunny weekend and few days, and then over that time it was predicted that it would snow.
Yeah, don't get used to it. It's going to snow.
Yeah, exactly. And all the news articles, everyone was doing like opinion pieces and all this other stuff. It's going to snow. And Jack came out hard against snow. And I don't mean like hard and like, it's like, I don't think it'll snow.
Yeah.
It's like, mark my words,
If it
not
was-
a flake will touch the ground.
If it was a survey, strong disagree.
Yeah.
It was in that red zone.
Yeah, it was an insane like anger towards it potentially snowing, which I found the funniest thing.
Justify.
Justify it. Well, okay, so let's actually take ourselves back to that weekend, right? What did everyone get up to on that Saturday and Sunday? Because I'd been at the beach, and
Yeah, I was out.
not
throwing-
like
throwing
I
a
wasn't like
frisbee.
swimming. Yeah, yeah,
Had a burrito. It was
yeah.
good.
Nice. Where'd you go for your burrito?
Bonnie burrito.
Yes, Bonnie Burrito.
So yeah, I'd been at the beach and had a really nice day, and then on the Sunday, just like chilled in the garden again. Really nice day, super sunny. Got a little burnt, and came into our meeting, which is that on a Monday or Tuesday? That's a Monday.
Yeah.
Monday, and this stupid Edinburgh Live headline saying that it was gonna snow, and some people had sent me like 3 people had like put it in other group chats, and I was like, nah. Come on, don't be so ridiculous to get pulled in, because I think they published the story on like the Sunday or the Saturday.
So it was early.
No, they published the story just as it was really sunny, and it was like for optimum. Like, no, it can't snow, and come on, like there was it was inconceivable, and basically I think it just got lucky that it did snow, and they're
So you thought all that science was based on the Edinburgh Live thing and not like meteorology?
yeah, absolutely. I thought that was like
Big call.
because if you looked at like the weather apps and stuff, and you have to choose the weather app that suits your opinion and needs for the week. Like I'm going on holiday on Monday, and some of the apps say it's going to be like 17 degrees, and another says it's going to be 22 degrees. So I'm only using the one that says it's going to be 22 degrees.
Where are you going? Like Orkney or
I'm going to Madeira.
like the cake?
Yeah.
Where's
Long
Madeira?
story. It's like Portuguese version of like Tenerife,
All right, okay.
but it's for old people.
Are you going to like a package thing?
No, so my granddad used to
Timeshare.
owns a timeshare, yeah.
Nah,
And because of COVID, like, there's an extra week, and no one else can use it. So my mom was like, I think Jack would use it.
Sure. Yeah.
So which I'm
absolutely.
like
I'm
going
into
on
that.
my own to Madeira with all the old people.
Wait,
That's
you're
good.
going on your own?
Yeah,
Just on your own?
yeah.
Love that.
Please call us from there.
I'll do. No, actually,
Yeah,
no. I'm not going to be there on
correspondent.
Monday, but I will call. Yeah,
Yeah, be the correspondent, like Eurovision.
I can't wait for
it's
your TikToks.
17 degrees.
I am in Madeira. It's 70 degrees, and I could have worn the same things I wore in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Right, let's go on to question number 2. Okay, question number 2. Which 2010 film had the tagline, "You don't get to 500 million friends without making a few enemies"?
Oh, love it.
Question 2. Which 2010 film had the tagline, "You don't get to 500 million friends without making a few enemies"? Now, if you're watching live on Twitch, you're very welcome to put your answer in the chat. And your guess at percentages of teams that got this correct. What percentage of teams got this correct? That's what we're looking for. From both Scott and Jack, we're looking for what percentage of teams got it correct. But we'll also look for an answer. So you can put it in the Twitch chat if you want, if you're watching along live. But if you're listening to the podcast, you can shout it out. I don't know. If you're in the car, you can wind down your window, shout out at the top of your voice. People will think that you're talking about, I don't know. If you're in a car and you're shouting percentages, there's a real problem. There's there's issues going on there. So we need an answer percentage. Do we have an answer percentage from both of you?
Yeah.
Yep.
C'est fantastic. I'm so glad.
What's this French? This guy pulling out the French.
I can't. I struggled not to say it like cest. I know it's c'est fantastique, but I don't. Oh, Russ Kirk says 96. Okay. Right. Let's see your boards. See your boards. Show me your boards. We have got The Social Network from both of you.
Best movie ever.
Is it?
One of.
I've never seen it.
The soundtrack. If you ever want to feel like pensive.
Oh right. I don't like feeling pensive.
I don't think
often.
I've ever wanted to feel pensive.
Oh, I always want to feel like that.
Jack, you've
Little
written in Gothic font.
I can't write. That's one of my
All right, that's fair.
best traits.
What percentage have you said?
63.
63%. And Scott, you said
93%.
93%.
Come on, people.
Okay, 30% difference. Let's get them up on the screen. The answer, of course, was The Social Network. So well played if you said The Social Network. Let's go through the percentages that we've put in down. 93 and 63%. There we go. And then the actual percentage, what we're looking for, is 95%.
What?
So,
No way!
yeah, everyone knows the answer to that. That's like a well-known,
I think because it says 2010, gives it away.
gives it away.
Was that film only in 2010?
I know. You think it would be 2012 being the
Yeah,
best year
ever. You would, if someone had asked, what year do you think Social Network came out? I'd probably say 2012.
I mean, do you say that for everything that you think is good?
No.
What year was Capri Sun invented? 2012. 2012. Right, so that was the actual percentage, but what we need to find out is the audience percentage. And currently, Scott's sitting closest by quite a bit, like very, very close. But the audience average percentage was 84%. So that means that Jack moves into third place, Scott in first place, and the audience in second place. So very well played. Points there. Let's go through. You get 3 points, Scott. Audience get 2 points. Jack gets 1 point. This is getting away from you, Jack.
No, it's not.
I mean, no, I'm just putting it out there. Potentially,
Is it not?
This is
The
getting away
last
from
time
you.
I was on, there was like a thing where
If you get it
if
right
you,
and
no,
wrong.
if you were a guest, you
Yeah.
got
We
easier
don't have
score.
that
we can't
Not
have
anymore.
We don't
Can't
have that
have
anymore.
Okay.
We're,
I do think it's a bit unfair that like Scott gets to like mark quizzes like 3 nights a week.
When's the last time you asked that question?
Years ago.
Years ago. It's just it's the understanding that it was a popular film. You just said it was one of the best films ever, and then wrote down 63%.
Yeah, because I just think I thought it was like one of those things that only I would like.
All right, fair enough.
I've seen this film. I don't know if you've heard of it.
It has Justin Timberlake in it, right?
Yeah.
So guys,
That is one of the best films, though.
In time.
I haven't seen.
May I think of all time for me.
Oh,
I mean, you do run a social media agency.
Yeah, I mean it's quite.
What would come into the top 5?
Toy Story, Harry Potter 4, Social Network.
Toy Story
Crazy Rich
1.
Asians. Crazy Rich Asians.
Say again, sorry.
Crazy Rich Asians.
I've never seen it.
Unbelievable movie.
Is it?
Maybe the greatest film ever.
I don't know. It didn't appeal to me. I don't know. It just felt like
Really?
I don't know
Oh,
why.
it's unbelievable.
Is it really funny?
Yeah, it's not funny. It's
Did
just,
you watch it on a
it's just,
plane?
The first time I watched it, yeah, probably
I
actually
asked
was
this
on a
about
plane.
everything.
Is
Whenever, if someone says a film's really good, if they've watched on a plane,
Doesn't count.
It's because they're overly emotional. Because there's something about the pressure of the plane which makes them.
Oh no,
because
it's not
they're
emotional.
going
It's
or
just a
coming
great
back
film.
from somewhere.
There's
Yeah,
there's
maybe if they're
something where
going, like you'd be like
they're
more
like-
inclined to think positively. Like
I could watch like a Mark Wahlberg movie and think it's the best movie ever if I was going back home to
Ted's
Australia.
yeah. Ted's a good film.
Ted is a good film.
Well, is it good? Is it? Well, when you were 12, it was alright.
It's a film.
It is a film.
It has one of the funniest scenes in it ever, with Mark Wahlberg smoking a variety of weed, which is called
herb.
"Please Help Me Get Home." It's like, why is it called "Please Help Me Get Home"? And he's just then, gets high, and then it's just him plastered against the wall. It's like, can someone please help me get home? Just having to like work his way around an edge. Anyway, long story short, Mark Wahlberg's a great actor. I have a big question. What is your thoughts on currently Elon Musk being a shareholder in Twitter and now making a bid for buying it?
I was in John Lewis today, and I was coming down the escalator, and I was like, wonder what we'll speak about on the podcast. And I was like, I bet they ask about it. I wonder if they'll ask about that, because I was like just on Twitter at the time. And I was like, that's a really political, divisive thing to be asked about. So I should think about an answer. And I didn't think about an answer for it. So my gut feeling is...
How is it politically divisive?
Oh, I think it is.
Is it?
I don't know enough about it.
Oh, it is quite, if you go on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's quite controversial. But I'm hoping... How many people are watching this? Like 5 still?
People will listen to it.
Yeah. Okay, so my thoughts are basically that... I personally don't have any problem with it. I think it's like fair enough.
It's a sort of, agreed.
And it's like one of those, like, I guess what's the intention of it? It's a private company. That's like what you're allowed to do it. No one's breaking down the rules. And I guess the reasons why he will probably be doing it is to like introduce a new kind of organizational culture and structure. Which I think is quite interesting. I guess we don't really know why it was like all blocked, that he couldn't go on the board and things like that. It's a bit suspicious.
This will be released in about what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, so I'm assuming everyone will it will have unwound itself. I'm not sure.
He might have bought a country by that.
Yeah, it could be like, what did I read? I read some stat last night. Him buying. Oh, that's what it was. Him buying a share in or buying Twitter is the equivalent of someone with a net worth of $1 million buying a Mercedes G-Wagon. It's the same equivalent.
Or it's just a status thing.
Well, financially, it's the same like percentage of wealth.
It's just a.
It's just like it's like
drop in the ocean
nothing.
for him.
It's nothing.
Yeah. So.
Because he's a trillionaire now, right?
Yeah, maybe.
So.
I don't know. Yeah,
Or
probably.
He's a billionaire.
Probably just a billionaire.
Well, the difference between billion and trillion is insane.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, I think it's quite.
I don't think he's a trillionaire yet.
Nah, probably not.
He
But
is.
yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I think like, I think it's free market. So
Yeah, like I
Cool,
think I don't think there's anything political in it. I'm just interested to see
there is.
if you see. Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't
Yeah.
see
Not
that.
politically, but it's like on a social level. Like what
Yeah.
it's like this future. Actually, one of the most interesting kind of things recently. It's not recent, but there was a guy that ran for the U.S. presidency on the Democratic side in 2020. Yeah, it was 20. Was it? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it must have been. And he called Andrew Yang. So he ran on like a Democratic, very kind of like logical ticket, I guess. And he kind of ran on universal basic income, but in like made the kind of business case for it. But one of the other things he also had was like that they should set up some sort of a like UN type impartial like internet not governance, but like internet advisory body. And I think that is actually quite an interesting point in terms of like globally, like there should be some sort of a conversation around like what's the direction of all of this, and like where do people stand as a whole on kind of like should social networks be allowed to ban people, and just have a conversation about it, because I do think that's kind of the stem of the Elon Musk thing, is that he I guess wants to make it a more open platform where it doesn't kind of have a political the channel doesn't have a political opinion that's influenced by the board.
Right. Okay.
So he wants to have it as like a more neutral platform where anyone can say anything, and unless it kind of causes or influences someone to cause harm to another person physically, then anything goes essentially. as long as you don't break those rules. So, but I do kind of think like that's like a big, for an individual to make that their decision, and someone that has that much influence and money, obviously, to be able to kind of buy the right to make that, then that obviously is quite difficult. So what is the kind of solution to that? Is it that we have some sort of like a more like global conversation about
an internet morality?
yeah
do you
of
think
like well, what do we accept, what do we not accept, and like what should be allowed? I don't know.
I think it's. I mean, like, we don't often get like this intense on the podcast, but I'm quite interested to go for it because it's something that we spent our time. Well, it's interesting to us because obviously we went from physical quizzes to online presence, and that was quite a big.
I mean, it was insane. Yeah, like I mean, we were all there during your kind of like that night. So I don't know, for people that don't, or I guess most people that are listening to this will have been with Goose's quizzes like throughout the kind of start of COVID. Or actually probably joined as a result, actually, or like kind of like found the company as a result. And like I remember that the night when it was probably the night before lockdown.
I think it was the night before the full lockdown.
Yeah,
took effect. The Saturday was
when you guys like got shared by Lad Bible.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
like I was like
Unilad.
Was it? No,
I
it
think
was
it
Lad
was
Bible.
Unilad actually. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh, right. Oh, anyway, it was one of them. And like I had my iPad. I hadn't like put the cover on it properly or something, and it was sitting like on my desk, which just over from where I was going to sleep, and like the light was just like going on and on and on and on and on and on as like notifications are coming in, and like that exposure to that scale of people. I think that was one of the first times for me. There'd been a few times like through work, obviously, where we'd like had a video that had done like amazing, and like you had like some crazy number of views, not 150,000 like my TikTok, but like close though, right? And but like that kind of the day with the Goose in Your House like going like super viral, it was the first time like you appreciate scale. And I think a lot of the time it's very easy to, there we go, that's how I found out. Oh, shit, we're not meant to like reference the chat, sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
But like, yeah, I think when you're online, you kind of forget about scale a lot of the time and like forget how many people are out there. And that was like a real tangible kind of like, I was literally watching the scale of like what something like that could do. And I think in that, literally like 3 hours that I was like awake watching the notifications coming in, there was like went from like 1,500 followers to like 6,000 followers. And I remember Goose texted me being like, "Are you saying this?" I was like, "Yeah, this is like the best thing like that I've ever watched in my life." Yeah, but I think basically that's kind of, I guess, out of lockdown and out of I guess work. I think the lack of appreciation for scale, and like particularly in the last few years when we've opened offices down south, and that's kind of given me the opportunity to like meet people that have done like insane things at like really crazy scale. Like you kind of get a bit more of an appreciation of like how like many people there are. And like the length.
How influential.
Some people are. So like,
I mean, but like how influential the medium.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Of the internet. Is, which is crazy.
It's mad. Like I mean, I think just fact like I was really lucky to meet. I don't know if you've seen the new guy on Dragon's Den, Stephen Bartlett.
No, I've not really watched Dragon's Den.
Well, he started like social media agency in Manchester, and his business partner kind of is a friend of people in our office and stuff like that. So I was really lucky that he kind of texted me one day and was like, "Oh, do you want to come have a chat?" I was like, "Yeah." So like got to go down and like have a good like kind of chat about their business, and like at the time they've sold now, but the like scale of the clients they were working with, like they were doing campaigns with like Spotify, and at the time they kind of had like reach of over like 60 to 120 million people, just through like their own channels and stuff. And you're like, wow, like that is you forget that that number of people are out there. And I guess that back on the Elon Musk thing, to come back full circle, like you forget like the decisions that someone that kind of buys Twitter are taking are like how significant they are in terms of like the number of people on that platform. So yeah, I don't know what will happen, but I'm sure in 3 weeks if you're listening to this and you guys haven't edited out my full spiel there, then we'll see what happens. But I don't know.
This will just go out as a side podcast, you know.
Yeah.
This is the own thing. No, I think it's something I do. I mean, it's funny, we were talking just before the podcast about like this, or it was during the podcast about the size of space. It's something we can't like fathom, and it's really difficult to get involved with. When you start to think about the reach of the internet and actually like how you don't really see how everyone else views the internet, it really starts to give you this perspective of like it's quite a big deal, like actually how it's controlled and what goes on with it. So if you're watching us, thanks very much, because you've obviously found us somehow, and we're excited that you're here. Yeah. But thank you for being here.
It kind of skews the way you think sometimes as well. Like I think through work, my like brain is a bit messed up. Like during COVID, I was kind of thinking COVID's brand equity is like extremely strong here. Like so many people have heard the word COVID. Like it's like they're getting like 100% global coverage. It's incredible, you know.
Okay, question 3. We're on to question 3. We just need a percentage. We want a percentage and an answer, but we want your percentage more importantly. Which animal found in Edinburgh Zoo is the mascot of the Norwegian King's Guard? So question 3. Which animal found in Edinburgh Zoo is the mascot of the Norwegian King's Guard? So, as always, we just need a percentage. Is the most important part, but we want your answer as well, just to see if you would get the answer right. And we'll see how you get on and how our team's got on. Now, just to be clear, this is probably a slightly unfair question in some ways, because obviously we've asked this mostly in Edinburgh.
Did you ask this on the Twitch?
I don't know if we did ask this on the Twitch. I could have checked it. I think we probably did ask it on the Twitch. Yeah. We asked almost all our questions on the Twitch.
Right.
We went through about in the region of between 19 and 20,000 questions on the Twitch. So we've definitely hammered a lot of those questions, but I would say we probably would have asked this question. It's a fairly open question, I would say.
Right,
fairly
okay.
open.
Sure.
Got a percentage? Got an answer?
Yep.
Okay, show me your boards. Show me boards. We've got, what have you got, Scott?
All right, 89%.
89%, and you said?
Penguin.
Penguin. And what have you said there,
Emperor
Jack?
Penguin. Factually.
You said correct. Penguin as well. Emperor Penguin.
Emperor Penguin. Is Scott's right?
I'm not saying it, but I need your percentage.
Oh, 68.
68%. Okay. Emperor Penguin.
I don't know if Penguin.
The answer is Penguin. Yeah, very well played. Penguin is the answer. So good job.
Okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
But we need to now see your guesses. Here you go. This is what you've got. Your percentages are up there. 89, 68. Let's see what the actual percentage was. It was 71%.
Oh, that means I won. Yes.
We haven't won yet, but you're closest.
Haven't won yet. But let's see what the audience average was. You might be first or second here, but you're currently first because the audience went 52.6%. Now, obviously, I think the audience probably got a slightly harsher deal there because potentially not as many from around Edinburgh, so not knowing the situation. But the points there were as follows. Audience get 1 point, Scott gets 2 points, Jack gets 3 points, doing very well. And we're going to move on to our next segment.
Do you just want to take a break and get some drinks?
Yes.
All right, cool. Well, we'll take a 2-minute break.
Yeah.
And then we'll be BRB.
Okay, so we had an anomaly that happened. We're recording this just, what are we on? The 15th of April. The anomaly happened yesterday where there was 3 major traffic events that happened across Edinburgh. And
what was the other 2?
So the lorry caught on fire on the
Yeah.
bypass and shut down
Yeah.
half the bypass, or basically the whole bypass on one side.
Yeah.
There was someone that was run over, which was a police investigation, actually quite close to there as well.
Oh, right, yeah, because I saw people saying, they were one road gets shut down, the whole city gets destroyed.
No,
what was the other one?
That caused an issue, and then there was a car that broke. Or there was an accident on one of the main roads out to the bypass.
Oh right,
and so it just caused this
crazy
perfect storm of absolute nightmare, which ended up being a real problem. And that Yeah, last night I drove my wife to go to like her friend's house.
What are you saying, wife? That's so nice.
I know that's
Cool.
she's my wife.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
factually correct. but
factually
just
correct.
hadn't
Yes,
said that. It's nice.
you were so close to it there. I saw
Nope.
it. He almost dropped it.
What did you say?
He was about to do a Borat.
Not me.
Alice does it still. I'm like, please don't do this. It makes me less want you to be that person in my life. No, but the traffic yesterday was insane. When's the last time you saw traffic anything as bad as that?
Me, probably. I don't know, like in Hong Kong or something, probably.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's terrible every day. But when I drive, right, I am not. Most of my friends accuse me of like not having a good sense of direction, which is the stupidest thing ever because I have the best sense of direction ever in the world. And
Which way's north from here?
there.
Oh, okay. Quick. Don't know how accurate, but
I mean,
quick.
it's pretty easy in Edinburgh, to be fair.
Is it
Yeah, you know where the 5th or 4th is, just bang, smash that way.
Firth or Fourth?
5th or 4th.
Say it again.
The 4th. What am I saying? What was I saying? Oh,
Same
yeah.
direction.
No, right, yeah. But so when I'm driving around, there's two things. One, always take the scenic route, okay? Just because it's nice, you know?
Okay, fine.
It's nice to enjoy time
Yeah, okay.
and
Yeah.
to see the sights.
That sounds like somebody who doesn't know where they're going.
No.
making an
But
excuse.
I will go out of my way to go through like a nicer area or to
Okay.
drive past the park or something. You know, just for
I understand that.
okay. And then the second thing is always drive out of the way of traffic lights. Like if there is a
Yeah,
road
okay, yeah.
that I know will have traffic lights on it, like avoid. Like I know a different route, so I will take the other route based on how long it takes the traffic lights to turn. So if I know there's a route where the traffic lights are quick, I will just go that way
Yeah,
instead.
yeah.
You know. But yeah, in terms of bad traffic, once I almost peed myself in a taxi in Malaysia because the traffic was bad, and I'd had a lot to drink. But and then apart from that, yeah, Hong Kong was pretty bad traffic. I guess I don't know. I'm trying to think where else was bad traffic.
No, I don't know the worst traffic. I think it's probably that like I ended up ditching my car yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, because I was like walking wise, it was a 5-minute walk from home on Google Maps. Said it was
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
fair
half an
enough.
hour
Yeah,
to get
good.
home.
York
Yes.
Place is bad traffic.
Well, yeah, I was down there today.
Shambles. Were you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you should have come said hi.
I went down to the bottom of Leith today, and then to drop off Bernie, the dog,
Nice.
and
How's he doing?
he's doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still a little knob, but like he's our knob dog, so it's fine. No, he's been good actually, but yeah, dropped him off at a friend's flat so he to be looked after. But I was driving about an hour and a half today because the roadworks down at Leith
It's a
are
disgrace.
just
Terrible.
insane.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, it's down the bottom of Edinburgh, near the shore, the north end of Edinburgh, near the shore. There is tram works going on, and tram works is once again the funnest thing ever to happen in Edinburgh.
What's everyone's take on the new bike lanes on Leith Walk?
The new ones, the ones
Yeah.
that came around for a while and then obviously have been like ruined by the new works, but like
No, but the new ones on the pavement.
I like them.
What?
Like I like anything that's bike.
No, but they're like so silly.
I mean,
They're like
I
it's
don't-
like
I
it's
don't
like
think
no,
there's
but
a-
it's like proper like on the pay.
it feels. Have you been to like Amsterdam?
Yeah,
It
but
feels
I
like
don't.
Amsterdam, and I liked it.
No, but they're like it like goes over like shop doors and stuff.
I mean, yeah, there is bits where it's a
It's
bit
so
like-
stupid.
but I do like the sentiment of it. I like the idea of it. Right?
Yeah, but I don't think we should rule our lives on sentiment.
No, but I think
Just build the roads right.
we strive for a better cycle culture.
Sure.
Good deeds versus good intentions, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's
Execution
good. I
of
think
the-
it's a good thing.
Okay. But not the bad implementation. Very bad implementation.
That's basically Edinburgh. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, question 4. Which French tennis player
Oh.
and businessman was nicknamed the Crocodile? So, which French tennis player and businessman was nicknamed the Crocodile? Now, I know for many, the hosts will mark this differently. Some will need both first and last name, and some will need just last name.
What are we saying? Both?
Well, I mean,
I'll go
the
both.
marking might have been done differently. Depends what people have done. But, I will let you know. It might have influenced things. I actually asked this question the other day to a hockey quiz, and that was it went
Should've
down
got it.
well.
Yeah.
Everyone got a percentage and an answer.
Yep.
Anyone in the watching live, very welcome to put their answer into the. We've got in the chat 79. Interesting. Okay. So it's just about how many teams got it correct. How many teams got this correct? Let me hear your answers first. We'll go for the answers first. Don't just show me your boards yet if you don't want to. Jack, what did you say?
Henry Lacoste.
Okay. And Scott?
I said Lacoste, but I didn't know the first name, so I went with Jean.
Jean. Okay, Jean and Henry, did you say?
Henry.
The answer is indeed
Rennie. Damn it.
René Lacoste.
Like the mouse in
Nope.
Ratatouille.
Nope.
Nope.
No, he's Remy.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, Lacoste is the answer there, but I'm looking for percentages, people. Jack, let's go first. What did you say?
75.
75%. And Scott?
I went 59.
59.
Doubted myself and others.
That's fair. Right, so let's see. 75, 59. Here we go. There you go. 59, 75. Okay, that's fair. Let's see what the actual percentage is. It is 52.3 is the actual percentage there. So that obviously gives you an indication that Scott was closest out of Scott and Jack.
Right.
But who was closest with the audience involved? The audience average was 48.9. So snaked it pretty well, actually, by a fair bit. Got closer, which means your points there are as follows. Audience gets 3 points because they are closest. Scott gets 2 points, and then Jack gets 1 point being furthest away.
Gutted. Would you personally have marked me correct for Jean Lacoste?
Yeah, as long as you said Lacoste.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Alright.
the big question is, do you know that the crocodile is the Lacoste logo, and then also that was a tennis player at some point,
Yeah.
I'd say so. Would you not think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a big clue.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
That definitely makes it like
it's not the same as knowing like
60%
Ronald
earlier.
McDonald, but it is the same as saying that wasn't the real name.
who'd he play
No.
for?
But I mean, like as big companies go,
Yeah.
There's a difference between knowing. I just feel like that Lacoste is like you just know Lacoste.
Yeah.
That's fine, and people would know a tennis player by their surname.
True.
Like you wouldn't
Novak.
just say you wouldn't always sorry, no. Djokovic, you would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. I mean,
Or
well,
Nadal,
that's what's
or
up on the
Federer,
scoreboard.
or Murray.
Initial surname.
So I would say you get the surname right,
Sampras.
you got it. It's fine.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
Cool. Thank you.
I mean, some high. That interesting. The two that we got in in our live chat were higher, much higher than what the actual percentage was. So,
Big tennis crocodile fans.
yeah, exactly.
I was discussing the other day, and it turned into be quite an okay chat.
An okay chat.
Yeah, it was
alright.
thought-provoking.
Okay.
What posters did you have on the wall as a kid?
None.
No posters.
That's
No.
probably more
Be-
thought-provoking.
wait, yeah, this is just got
Painted the
very
walls
interesting. Because they weren't your walls,
Didn't
or
have
did
walls.
you want posters?
No, I just don't want any.
Open plan family.
No, just
walls.
none. Yeah, no, none.
What?
You didn't have any posters on your wall.
No bands, no
No.
people.
They don't like anything enough to have it on a wall.
To be honest, I was probably closest to that as well.
Social network poster on one side.
2012's coming soon.
2012 of like a day planner, year planner.
Okay, let me try and think. What have I got?
So at no point in your life have you like put posters up. No. Doesn't have to be like specifically childhood
I have like a picture of Hibs scoring the winning goal in the 2016 Scottish Cup final.
Ah, lad.
But it's like an artful one,
Lad.
and then I have a series of pictures that I know I want to buy for a flat that I would
But you
own in the
downloaded
future.
them from YouTube and
Taking screenshots.
No, so basically there's this. This is so lame, but I'm gonna say it. So basically, there's these like schematic of I really like planes, okay, and like airlines. So I'm gonna get like three.
Ryanair.
No, like it'll be mainly Asian airlines.
Okay, yeah.
So basically, it'd be AirAsia, and then KLM, which I know is not an Asian airline. Cathay Pacific, but like each with a different aircraft, and each with a different
Cool.
thing.
hey, I can get on board with that. Well, I
like
understand
it,
that.
yeah.
That's the kind of thing I quite like.
Yeah.
The things we've got on our walls in our house is things like old photos of the road, that like where we live.
Oh, that's nice.
And,
Rob,
and then we also have a technical drawing of the layout of the house.
Sure.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. I like
it's the floor plan,
Yeah,
so you know where you are.
although it's definitely wrong.
The fire,
you
fire
are here.
Oh, that's what it is.
So it's the map to the toilet.
It's weird. There's a guy standing next to it as well.
Assembly point.
Muster point. Yeah. Yeah, I quite like that kind of stuff. I like tech stuff mixed with art. It's always one of my favorite styles.
Yeah.
I like a perspective drawing. It's one of my favorite things.
You seen those things you can get? It's like an Apple Watch, but it's like all the components pulled out.
Oh yeah,
Pretty, actually kind of cool.
Oh, like a flat
Explosion.
lay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I would call it. We used to have to do them for. I used to work for a furniture company.
Oh yeah.
So I designed like ridiculous pieces of furniture. They were just nonsense. One of them was called Transaction Island, and it was an island for State Street Bank that was owned by RBS in Boston. And
Boston.
It was this huge, yeah.
You have to
was
say it.
I never got to go, by the way. It was this huge entryway, like ridiculous large piece of furniture, which is effectively like someone stood and did transactions at it for people who were coming in, and it was like had bank machines and places to like pigeonholes, things like that. It was huge. It was something like 13 meters long and 2 meters tall. It was huge, this thing, but it was a big kind of eye drop sort of shape. Not eye drop, eye shape, teardrop shape. But making that was an absolute nightmare. And so for the guys in the workshop, I had to do like schematic drawings of how to actually make it. And then it all got like disassembled. And
What did you do in the furniture making process?
I was the designer. I was one of the designers.
Ah, sick.
I was
That's
one of the
cool.
technical designers. So like
Nice.
there would be an artist who did all the actual things, and they would be like, "We want this to happen," and I'd be like, "That's impossible."
First of all, no.
What you want to have here is not possible. And so putting that across, we had to do all these exploded drawings of how like certain parts fitted in with certain other parts. And like it was basically like doing IKEA instructions for people for one piece of furniture.
Big things.
And you knew they were technical people, so they would know it fairly well. But the amount of times you got phone calls, it was like, "Where does this bit go?" And you're like,
IKEA instructions are not accurate enough.
Thousands of drawings. They definitely are.
No,
IKEA's
but like the
dead.
drawings are subjective. Sometimes you'll see a screw and you'll be like, "This does not look like the actual screw," or all the screws look the same, and the instructions doesn't have like a number. It's just like, yeah, the one that looks like this. It's like, well, they all look like that.
No, they're really
Ridiculous.
clever. IKEA.
They're clever, but the process of doing IKEA for me is sit down, start doing it, realize I should probably look at the instructions, look at the instructions, complain that the instructions are so inaccurate, it's so pointless, moan at everyone in the house, say, "Don't you agree with me that these instructions are ridiculous?" They'll tell me no, and then I'll just make it.
I would come and make IKEA furniture. I made IKEA furniture on my birthday this past last year for my sister. I made a bed for her because like I love IKEA. Absolutely love it. I think it's
Birthdays, I think, is nice to do something that you like on your birthday. But like, it's like I used to like arrange like fun meetings on my birthday.
was I ever on one of your birthdays?
No, I don't think so.
All right, thanks. Right, let's
You
do-
could be this year, though.
Oh, thanks
You're
so
in the running.
much.
You're in the running.
I'm
The
in the
birthday
running.
honours.
Oh, thanks. Let's move on to question 5, final question of the quiz. It just reminds me of the Fringe so much.
I
Right,
love it.
question 5.
The cheer at the end.
Let us go to question 5. Question 5. Annie Leibovitz is well known in which artistic field? So, Annie Leibovitz is well known in which artistic field? Well, I need an answer from you, but I need to know the percentage of teams you think got that correct, please. Percentage of teams that you think got that correct. That's what I'm looking for in this podcast. Thanks. If everyone's ready, we can go for it. But just let me know. Give me a shout.
I'm ready.
You give me that word
Sweet.
when you're ready. Okay, let me hear your answers first, Scott.
Photography.
Photography
Okay, I wrote film.
and
Which is wrong.
film. I'll let you know the answer is photography. Photography is the answer, but look at your percentages. Scott, you said
66.
66, and Jack, you said
80.
80%. Okay. Let us reveal what you said. Here you go. You said 66 and 80%. Well played. The actual percentage is 90.4%. Come on. 90.4, which puts Jack very much at the advantage here. But we're looking for the audience's average percentage is 67.6, which puts them in second, just ahead of Scott, which puts him in third. So that means on the points there, it is 1, 2, 3, 1 for Scott, audience for 2, and Jack for 3, which could make this whole thing a little bit tighter.
Is there a tiebreaker?
The potential is
yes.
I've not written a part to show that yet, so it's there for us. But it is on to the scores now, and just to be clear, if you're not watching live, or you thought about watching live and you haven't, if you watch live, what we'll be doing is going through the actual everyone's scores afterwards. So all the audience that entered, we'll be doing that on the live stream afterwards. So we'll be having a little discussion of how everyone's scores went. But right now, we're just going to go through the average of the audience against both Scott and Jack. So let us get that up on screen now. Okay, people. It is tight, very tight. There's 2 points between bottom and top. So it is very much there for it. We'll go, bottom to top. In last place with 9 points. 9 points in last place is very tight. Was the audience. So very well played, audience. 9 points. Good job, good job, good job, good job, good job, good job. Then in second place with 10 points, missing out by 1 point, was our guest Jack. Very well played, the guest Jack, which means winning tonight's quiz with 11 points, just pipping, was Scott. 11 points. Well played.
Love that.
Good
Thank you very
job,
much.
good job, good
Came out
job.
strong.
Good job. Good job.
Held
Played.
steady. Maybe.
Obviously, I've been playing. I'll be smashing it. So it's fine.
100 points.
Yeah, I'd have been all over this. But yeah, absolute pleasure having you here for the podcast game and our percentages and everything, and just getting this podcast back up and running on the live stream. What's your remarks of your day here with us?
Remarks are that it was very enjoyable as ever. Nice to be back in a room chatting with you guys, and good beers as well. Nice beers, very chilled beers,
Oh, well, thank you very much.
and also just a good Friday.
Hey, I like it. That was fun.
Nice.
I
Well,
like it a lot.
well done. Second. Not
I
too
know,
bad.
second's terrible.
Quite proud of
Horrendous.
that.
Hey, that's not too bad. You beat the audience though.
Yeah, well,
They beat the audience average, and the audience, I thought they were going to do better in my mind, but
Well, you don't know what the individuals have done yet.
I've had a wee look. I'm interested to see it. And
Okay.
I'm interested to update.
wait.
this.
So we talk about that after.
We're going to talk about it after the stream. Yes.
Yeah.
So
But-
we will do that.
Cool.
Yes. Right. Excellent. Well, it's been a pleasure being your podcasters for today. I'll let Scott wrap up the show.
Thanks. Yep, all the usual stuff, social medias, we have them. The website is there. There's contact information on there. If you want to help us out with our GQ Ton project, please go and do that. That's selling t-shirts with the profits going to providing free pub quizzes for charities so they can focus on fundraising. So there's t-shirts and also pet bandanas up. You can go and get. But otherwise, you can go and binge the first 5 seasons of the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you click on the follows and the likes and the, I don't know, subscriptions, whatever platform you use, if you listen to this, then you're pretty much already there. So
Surely.
leave us a review if you can do that. You can't do that on Spotify.
You can't leave a review on Spotify?
I think you can do like stars, like ratings.
Well, rate it. Rate it high.
If you can please rate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it for the podcast. Thanks everyone for listening. I'm Scott and I'm saying goodbye. Bye.
I'm Goose, and I'm saying goodbye. Bye.
And then Jack's also
and
going
I'm
to...
saying goodbye. Bye. See ya.
Would you rather me do it again?
Yeah, I'll do it again. And I'm Jack, and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye.
Perfect. Not going to edit that out.
Yeah. Never editing that part out. No, it's been a pleasure to see you all again next Friday for some more Quiz Collection. We'll try and post the percentage game on Thursday, so you all have a good chance of getting that going. Have yourself a lovely evening. Goodbye.
Podcast done.
Yeah.
We did it.
Nice.
We did it.
So
Wait, we
wait,
can
we're
get
still-
the
we're still
outro
on,
But
music.
we are still live.
Oh, let's
yes.
put the outro music on.
Okay.
Everyone, appreciate how good the song is.
I really like it.
Song of the day.
I listen to this as well.
Sometimes,
Instead of
you know,
white
if you're
noise.
like editing a video or something, or I don't know, sometimes you'll get like just a great bit of stock, copyright-free music,
Okay.
and you're like, I'm just gonna listen to this.
This is written for us.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. We're not here to mess around.
Yeah.